Hi, this is Kevin Quinn, and we're going to learn how to build the store metrics report. As you can see, that's the report that you see on the screen here. This report is actually located in a folder in the retail samples domain under reports, but under a subfolder called auto link targets. That means that this report not only can run as an individual report as you see here, but it can be linked to from other reports. For example, I have the quantity sold by stores here. And you see when I hover over any of these links that one of the things I can go to is the store product metrics report, which shows me the one that we just saw, but this one now, it's specifically the same thing, but it's specifically filtered out for just that store. So let's learn how we create this report and make it an auto-link target. Here we are inside of InfoAssist Plus, and we're going to lay out the store metrics report. So what we have on our report are a number of measures, and those measures include revenue, the quantity sold, the cost of goods sold, and the profit. We also have a calculated column, which is margin, so we'll go to data, and we'll create a calculation for that using the compute dialog, and we'll call it margin. And margin, as you know, is going to be the gross profit divided by the cost of goods sold. And we're going to multiply that by 100 to get percentages. So times 100. Now we're finished with that calculation. So now we got our percentage of margin here across the screen. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some grouping dimensions. So we want to do this by product, subcategory, and model. So we'll go down to the product dimension, open it up, and we'll take subcategory and add it to the by. We'll take model and add it below the subcategory. We also want to filter this report for just the last 2 years. So we'll go to the sales related transactions, we'll get year, we'll drag it down to the filter area, and we'll get the values here. We'll get values, all of the values, and we'll do this for 2015 and 2016. So there's our selection for just that time frame. And we'll take year and we'll also drag it into the across, so it breaks it across the page for those 2 years, as you can see. Next thing we want to do for the subcategory, we want to have a subtotal area, and we want that subtotal to recompute any calculations. So we'll select subtotal recompute, and you can see it recalculated the margin here. And the final thing that we want to do is to actually style this report. So to style it, we're going to go to the Home tab, we're going to select Theme, and we're going to go down to the light green 1 theme. Here, we'll style it, and just let's take a look at what that looks like on our report. Now, the one other thing I want to do is I want to separate these sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the margin column, and for the data style, I'm going to go to data style, and we're going to go to the background color, and we're going to select that gray for the background of the data style. So you get that gray area under there. So it kind of separates 2015 from 2016. So it's just a nice looking report. The next thing we want to do is we have to create our filter for the auto link. And that requires us to make an optional filter that when this report is run and somebody's providing this store, that we filter out just for that store. So to do that, we're going to go down to the store grouping here, find the store name, and drag it into the filter area for this report. And then we're going to go to the value for that. And the value that we want is not a constant, but a parameter. So we're going to change it from constant to parameter. The default is to name it the same parameter as the field name. And we're going to say we want this to be optional. So the report will run either with the store or for all stores. And we'll select OK. So we now have the capability of this being an auto-link target report. Now to make it an auto-link target report, we go to the Format tab. You'll notice there's an option here that says auto-link target, and we'll select that. That means that other reports that have store in it can find this report to drill to find out for that specific store all of these measures and metrics. One final thing that we want to do is go back to the Home tab and go to the header and create a heading for our report. And for the header, we're going to call it Sales Metrics with Margins. On the next line, we'll call it Year-to-Year Comparison. And the last thing we're going to do on the next line, we're going to type in the field name, which is ampersand store underscore name. That way, what will happen now is the store name will appear here if it's provided from an auto-linked procedure, and it won't appear here if it's run for everything. I'll select OK, and we'll just test out our report by running it. So we run it, and now we have the report for everything. But since it's an auto-link procedure, any other procedure that actually turns auto-linking on will find this, and you'll be able to drill from the store from that report or chart or dashboard to this report. And that's how you create an auto-link target procedure.